So ano nang projection nyo? I mean, you talked about, I mean, we were expecting, what's the best and worst projections?
Well, the worst projection, let's just go for that. No, the worst projection is Omicron comes in. We're not seeing it this December. We'll probably see it towards the first quarter of next year. But that quarter also has an important, it's also important for the country because it's the first quarter is where the elections are going to be
That's the campaign
held.
season.
No? And so those are the things that we're seeing. If vaccinations continue, if the testing, tracing, the best science is telling us if testing and tracing continue, okay, and that people stick to the minimum public health protocols, we will be able to manage this surge better than the way we did as far as Delta and the other surges in the past. The key factor here is the vaccination. So especially in the national capital region where it's likely it's possible it will hit here and in the other major cities in the country, Cebu, Davao, these areas are already heavily vaccinated already. So there's a wall of protection already placed there. So we don't see the kind of surges that we saw earlier this year. There might be upticks, and the more we understand this Omicron variant, no, and by the way, the world is still waiting for more data on this. Initial data seems to show that it's highly contagious because of the various mutations that it has, no. Number two, that by and large, while there might be some lessening of impact, vaccines will work against this, at least to protect people from severe illness. And that right now we have treatment protocols and technologies already in place, and to better address the treatment aspect of the possible Omicron variant coming into the country. So we have now these antivirals, no, and this is in fact, this is what we in OCTA have been trying to advocate. We should get stockpiles of this as soon as we can. So in short, the key here is that why it's a variant of concern, we shouldn't panic. Number two, we should prepare while we are celebrating Christmas. We should also be mindful of the fact that COVID is still here and that we should be always practicing minimum public health standards. And of course, encouraging others to boost or get vaccinated.
Yung isa pang issue that of course is creeping up is vaccine efficacy, and it's coming down on the 6-month mark. Therefore, the importance, not just as you said, vaccination, but the booster shots. I'm just wondering, sa mga survey nyo at sa mga nakikita nyo, are there issues particular to the booster shot? I mean, hiwalay sa vaccination in general, are there any particular issues arising from, whether it's acceptance again or being choosy about the brand again, or even just awareness about the importance of a booster shot?
Well, we haven't measured it yet, Robbie. We're doing that in this Q4 survey. But what we do know is that vaccine willingness has gone down from 65% of Filipino adults, to 61% in Q3. So in that was July, Q2, 65% of Filipinos were willing to get vaccinated. In Q3, that was September, it went down to 61%. And the number of people who are unwilling to get vaccinated for various reasons went up to 22%. So that's the reality of it. Although it's still a minority, it's something that we need to address because quite a number of these, majority of those who are unwilling to get vaccinated are doing so because they lack information. They lack awareness of the efficacy and safety of these vaccines. And for a small percentage, probably 5% of the 22%, actually believe that the vaccines will kill you. So, so it's not just lack of information and awareness, it's also misinformation. So there's still a lot of work to be done, and we will hit that wall. Although now there are more people who want to get vaccinated, and we're obviously vaccinating them now. But we will reach that minority, no, very soon who will not get themselves vaccinated for many reasons. And most of these people are in classes D and E in Luzon and in Visayas mostly. So, there's still a lot of work to be done as far as awareness and, education campaigns are concerned. So hopefully we'll get all of that done by Feb. But if they don't get vaccinated for the same reason, because they didn't get informed, there's no access, that's going to be a big issue moving forward, because that will make us vulnerable to surges. That minority is quite huge, 22%.